Hi, I'm Dave Smith. Welcome to New Lenox Eats. Today we're at the Bourbon Smokehouse, which is on Route 30 between the metro station and the viaduct. Let's go inside and see how New Lenox eats. I'm here with Joe and Tonya, the owners of Bourbon Smokehouse. So guys, how'd you get into this?
Well, it's a long time coming. It's been a dream of mine really for a long time, and then Tonya's been an angel the whole process through our marriage and everything, supporting me through this whole thing. Over 20 plus years ago, I had the first experience of tasting a smoked meat up in northern Wisconsin. And since then it changed me. I was interested in just learning and how did it cook, and I was kind of an engineer by trade, so wanted to know how it worked, the science of the whole thing, the ingredients, the seasonings, the techniques. It just intrigued me and I fell in love with it, honestly, and then just wanted to proceed from there. Light years ahead, 20 years later, we're doing catering, build Bourbon Smokehouse as our catering business, and I had just dreamed coming over here to New Lenox and opening up our smokehouse here is now a reality.
So you started out catering 5-6 years ago?
Yes, sir. Yeah. 5-6 years ago, we did some just festivals, private events, and parties and things like that. And it's all weekends mostly and full-time jobs. And
the funny thing is people would always say, oh my gosh, where can we go get this sandwich? Where do we go now?
Where are you?
And we're like, well, if you don't have catering need, I don't know. Follow us, maybe, And so that really drove him to really want to open up this restaurant even more. Yeah. And so, like I said, this was his dream. He learned the craft, he studied it, he practiced. We built from doing one brisket to, well, okay, how do we replicate it? How do we grow that into catering? You have to do more than one for catering, and you have to be consistent. And with not just one order, but each and every time. So we learned how to do that for catering.
Yeah,
and then
for us,
into the restaurant.
The authenticity of the entire thing is important to us. We make everything from scratch here. So our sauces are made from scratch, the seasonings, the rubs, everything we do. The whole technique is in-house. Nothing is brought from outside. All of our meats are certified Angus beef, and that's all the beef we use, only certified Angus beef. And we use a high-grade Wichita packing Duroc pork for all of our pork and our ribs. Our ribs are 2.5-pound baby back ribs, and they're huge, and that's the big difference from us. We give you premium meats with homemade sides, homemade sauces. Yeah. All our sauces we make are from scratch, like ground up, recipes. Made in-house every week, painstakingly, 80 quarts at a time,
Yes.
So it's a long process for us, but that's what we love about it. And then we get to see people in here enjoying the experience, and that's what it's about for us. We
kind of have a competitive story with the sauces, though, because we have, he has made one sauce, I made another one, our son helped with one, so we're a little bit competitive.
Yeah. So it's always like we promote one over the other. Who do you think?
Yeah, and then we feel like, oh, I won that table, or
and we rub it in on each other. It's fun.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun.
So we have a good time with it. Yeah.
I like the way you said science, because that's in my opinion, a true chef.
Sure.
When you look at the actual science and how to cook it, what temperature is, it's the little things that create such a great difference, and that's what makes it. Now, going from catering to a restaurant, instead of just cooking one shot, 100 people, to having to keep the food for 8 hours, must have been a huge leap.
Holding the food all day is the biggest, and also trying to forecast what you need for the next day, because the community is learning a little bit about us now. We're different than the local places and the franchises and stuff and the local restaurants, just because we have to prepare for tomorrow today. So
Right.
I already have meats on the smoker for tomorrow, you know, and then we have everything going, you know, for the next day, on and on and on. So
Yeah, it's 24/7.
it's
that
24/7,
smoker is working.
just going and going. So
Right. So when
yeah.
people hear we've run out of ribs at 7 o'clock, do they think we've stopped cooking? No, we're still cooking around the clock,
Yeah.
but it takes a long time to cook. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I noticed too when I walk in here, when you first walk through the door on the left, you have the restaurant, and hidden back here is this wonderful little gem bar. I love the
Thank you.
layout.
Yeah.
thank you.
And I noticed too, you have a wonderfully stocked bar.
Thank you.
One of the nicest I've seen for a while.
Oh, thank you.
And speaking of that, what's this in front of me?
Well, what you have there is our version of the old fashioned. We call it the Old Smoky. We call it that because we do a smoke to the glass before the bourbon is poured. We actually use a piece of wood that was from a barrel of bourbon. So it gives it that smoky aroma, and it actually adds another layer to the cocktail itself. So give it a try.
Give it a try. That is really good. You can taste and smell the smoke. That is great. Now, you have a lot of different types of bourbons. Can someone come in and say, I'd like this type of bourbon in this drink, or is it
They
just...
certainly can.
Okay.
In fact,
Absolutely.
we encourage that. You know, look at our bar, pick out your favorite. If you don't see your favorite, you can let us know because we are adding bourbons all the time.
Yeah.
But usually there's something there that people are familiar with and they want that in their Old Smoky.
And what do you have?
Well, this is one of our most popular drinks. It's called the Smokehouse Punch. This is a fruity, delightful drink that just, when you drink it, you just feel like you're taken off to the tropics. So when people want to escape and relax and just have a good time back here, if you like a sweet drink, this is definitely one you have to try.
Well, you won me over on the drinks.
All right.
I'm really looking forward to the food and seeing which sauce I wind up liking.
All right. Competition
Excellent.
on.
We're back. Everything in there looked wonderful. I can't wait to taste it. But I do have to say, you guys have an amazingly clean kitchen.
Oh, thank
For the
you.
end of a shift, I've been in a
Yeah.
lot of kitchens. For the end of a shift,
Yeah.
your kitchen's very, very clean.
Oh,
And that's
thank you.
very good, and the audience should know that.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you.
We take a lot of pride in that, and we
Yeah.
do have wonderful staff
Yeah.
that helps us maintain that as well.
Excellent. So what I'm going to try first is a couple of your sauces. Because of time restraints, I can't try them all, which I'd like to do.
I understand.
First one I'm going to do, you guys had picked one that you wanted me to try, but I'm going to try the Smokehouse, which is the original, which is the most popular. And of course,
Yes, it is.
you know, it's all, everything here is homemade.
Yes.
Everything is made from scratch. So we made this recipe so that generally anyone can enjoy it. It's not sweet, it's not spicy, and it's one that's easy to enjoy.
Mhm.
That is really good.
Thank you.
That is really good. It has enough tang to it, like you said,
Right.
but not overpowering.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try this one. Let me
Go
see if I can
ahead.
guess.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can
He's
guess which
got it.
one that is. That one, I'd be surprised if you can't guess. It is exactly what it says.
I'd say the bourbon.
Yeah. Bourbon sweet.
Bourbon sweet.
Yes.
Yep.
It is.
I'm not-
Definitely
It's
sweet.
infused with bourbon. It's burnt off for the keep the flavors, and then we have our sweet sauce and everything again from the ground up, made from scratch.
I will have to admit, I'm normally not a sweet guy,
Yeah.
but that is really good.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
really
you.
good. Now we have the mustard, the kick and dip.
Yep.
Chicken dipping.
So we have Bold Bite, and
Okay.
Bold Bite has a peppery kick, and it's excellent with brisket, especially. It has a good flavor to it that pairs well with it. Kick and Dippin' is our South Carolina kind of vinegar-based sauce.
Okay.
It's sweet with some heat, and it's excellent with pork especially. And then our mustard rush is an overall winner, and it's our mustard sauce that we make with our barbecue infused flavors.
Now, is there any more down the line, or is this about?
Yeah, we
complete?
have one more that we're working on that's going to blow your face off, hot sauce. But
Excellent.
I'm going to call it smoking hot.
Oh.
And but it's going to be like a really spicy barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Okay. And what do we have here?
This is our crispy ribs appetizer. Those are our 2.5 pound baby back ribs that are then deep fried, and it's like a wing version of the rib. So it's a different texture you're gonna taste and feel. It is deep fried and then tossed with our rib rub, and then it also then has our sweet sauce. And it's a different texture to your normal rib. It's only $10 for 6 bones. And it's a nice little shareable appetizer, and we're gonna start developing more shareable appetizers and shareable items for people to have.
Especially for the bar area.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is really, really good.
Yeah.
You get the caramelization of the sauce.
Yeah.
You get the bite when you first bite it because it's fried.
Right.
And then you
Right.
have the meat and the fat inside that just melts.
Yeah.
This is,
Who knew a rib could be fried and it tastes so good?
that is really good. And what do we have here?
Well, that is our Boss Burger.
I would
It
say
is
so.
it's a 1/2 pound certified Angus beef smoked burger. So we smoke it in the smoker, then we top it with any meat you choose. We topped it with brisket for you and our crispy onion strings.
And just so you know, a smoked burger, if you've never tried one, it
Yeah.
is life-changing.
See-
A smoked burger has such a deep, rich flavor.
And pink hue. So
And pink.
customers have told us, like, can you put this back on the grill? It's not done. And I said, well,
Because of the
it's
pink.
well done. It is absolutely well cooked. But it provides, because of the smoke and the essence of smoke, even on chicken and all those meats will have a pink essence into the meats. And that's actually the smoke impacting and affecting the
That's
meat.
how you know it was
Yeah.
smoked.
Now, do you recommend a sauce with this?
So we don't sauce anything here at Bourbon's. Like you won't find our rib tips or anything flooded with sauce. And the reason why is because I want you to taste the flavors and the moisture and the flavors of the seasoning and the meats.
Okay.
So what I want customers to do are go through each of these that they want and take a little flavor journey as they're experimenting with the tater tots or the meats and taking bites.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's very, very good tasting. And you're right, you nailed it with the smoked burger. I've
Right.
never had a smoked burger before.
It's
and that
different.
is with the brisket on top.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is, and you get a little bit of crunch with the onions.
Wonderful.
That is really, really
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, tater tot. Oh, no, I want to do it right.
Yeah,
Tater
you
tot
gotta
with a dip.
dip the tater tot in a dip.
Whoa! That's a lot of meat.
So this is the first half of our triple barrel. So we also have platters here at Bourbon's, and platters are just exactly that. You know, it's not sandwiches with the buns. They're meats, on a platter. You got a double barrel with 2 meats. You have a triple barrel with 3 meats, and we even have full half smoked chickens you can get as well.
Okay.
And then we have a rack house, and that's a whole rack of ribs, whole 1/2 pound of brisket, and then 2 other meats and a ton of sides and French fries. And so it's to feed 4 people or more. And that's what we want. We want families to enjoy this. We have a lot of customers that get triple barrels, and they all share, and it's great.
Yeah.
And we have.
So
pulled
this
pork.
is
That's
the
the
pulled
pulled
pork,
pork, yep.
and then we have our brisket, and then we have our 2.5 pound baby back ribs.
And we have pickles and.
So the pickled onions and the pickles are there as it came from Texas. They initially, a long, long time ago, would include pickled onions and pickles so you can eat more as well, so your body has a little more acids inside of its stomach. But I find it to be an excellent balancer and reset of the taste buds.
Nice cleanser of the palate.
It cleanses the palate,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That pulled pork is very, very good.
Oh, good, thank you.
Pulled pork is very, very good.
Yeah, so the pork is one thing I found is as we've taken this journey and developed our flavors, I didn't want customers just to have pork. They know what plain pork tastes like, but we want customers to have an experience and have flavor. So Chicago is all about flavor, right? You know, everything in Chicago is all about baby backs and flavors and you know, beef. We got the best beef and pizzas in the world, right? Well, barbecue, everybody talks about Texas and stuff. Down there, I mean, beef is king, and they do a great job. But
Yeah.
I've always found I want more flavor in my meat, and I want more flavor when I'm eating. I don't want to have to drunge it in sauce just to get different flavors.
Right.
So I want customers to experience that alone without all of these sauces all
This
over
is
it.
not to mimic Texas barbecue
Yeah.
or Kansas City or anything like this. This is what we feel Chicago area and suburbs
Yeah.
really want, is that flavor. So this is what we like, and
Mm-hmm.
we're sharing it with everyone here.
Your brisket is very, very good.
Oh, thank
And
you.
it has a nice line on the bottom.
Yeah, the smoke ring.
goes through.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we smoke ours
Enough
for over
fat on
20,
top?
for 20 hours. Our briskets are smoked, and the ribs are at least 6 hours. They, you know, and they're not coming out of there till I test and approve them all.
Now, this is the baby backs that we
Yes,
did
sir.
before, except these aren't fried.
No, these are the smoked, you know, smoked baby backs, premium Duroc pork. Yeah, you could just take
I
it
could
right
just
off
cut that
there.
right off there.
Yeah.
No,
And it's not to fall off the bone. So I know people love fall off the bone, but I want you to be able to take the rib and bite into it and be able to pull the meat off the bone.
That's some of the best ribs I've ever had.
Oh, thank
Those
you.
are really,
That means
really
a lot.
good.
Thank you so
You
much.
might eat the food and say, I don't actually need the sauce.
Yeah, we have a
For
lot of
us,
customers.
The sauce is just here for fun.
We had a saying that was on our first shirts that we had back when we first started. You won't need the sauce.
yep.
Yep.
And customers tell us all the time, I haven't added any sauce to
But
anything.
they get the sauce anyway.
But then they still
for your
get the sauce.
fries.
I can see both. I mean, I can see really how you don't need the sauce.
Yeah.
But then you have my spike, my
Yeah, because
curiosity
you
was
wanna
like,
take a-
okay, I want to see what it does with the
Oh,
mustard.
it's
I want to see
right.
what it's like with the kicking. I want to see what it's like with the
It's a
smokehouse.
flavor journey is what I
Yeah.
tell them. I said, enjoy it and taste all the meats first. Then take and enjoy a little bit of the sauce with them and take a little journey while you're
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
It's actually an excellent idea.
Great.
Have a little more of this.
So this is our sides
Oh,
that
okay.
come with the triple barrel. Now you can choose any two sides you want.
Okay.
So since we were giving you French fries and taters, we chose our mac and cheese and our smoked barbecue beans.
Okay.
So the beans are homemade. The cheese sauce for the mac and cheese is homemade every day. We make them. And our cornbread is a customer favorite. It is a home baked. There's no boxes, mixes, or nothing. It's all from
It's
scratch,
actually my
made
recipe.
every day. And our family is deeply involved. My sisters are grinding away, making them every day, making more cornbread dough and batter and stuff. It's really, it's an art that we've formulated here. It's a lot of fun.
This is
Our
really
family is
good.
very involved, and we couldn't do this without all of them. We're very grateful.
Definitely.
You got a little heat in there?
There's
Little,
little
not much.
flavor,
Not much, but just-
the seasonings, and then
Yeah.
from the smoke it's smoked beans, so it's giving you a smoked flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
as
couldn't
well.
figure out what the flavor was. I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out if it was like a
Yeah,
non-heat jalapeno.
They're not oven based for sure.
But
I mean,
those
it's-
are really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's with our homemade cheese sauce, again, made from scratch.
Oh yeah.
We do other versions of our, it's called build your own, but I think of them as like loaded concepts, like
Yes.
loaded fries, loaded nachos, tater tots, potatoes, and mac and cheese. And it comes in a big 24-ounce container. And then we make one that's called Amazing Mac. And it has, corn kernels and other seasonings in there and lots of cheese and a breadcrumb topping. And it's a meal of its own almost. And then you can add meat to anything. So here at Bourbon's, you add, I always joke and the family laughs at me because I say, this is all meat transport. Because you put meat on anything here at Bourbon's for sure.
Yep.
That's very good. Now the cornbread. Now the killer that I've heard nothing but good things about. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank
You
you.
knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, thank you.
It's moist. Most time, my biggest complaint with cornbread is like eating sawdust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is moist, has a little bit
Or
of a
it
sweet. with the
falls
corn.
apart,
Yeah.
right?
That
You
is-
go to
that
pick it
is-
up and it falls apart. And yeah.
That is really, really good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. I could just sit here and mounge this all day. Well, thanks for having us.
Of
Thank you.
course.
We encourage the residents to come out, and also non-residents,
thank
whoever
you.
watches it. You have a wonderful business. You're a wonderful couple.
Thank you.
I wish you nothing but the best.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're honored and thrilled that you're here with us, and thank you for sharing everything with us. We appreciate it.
And Bourbon Smokehouse. That's how New Lenox eats. That was wonderful. And Bourbon Smokehouse. That's how New Lenox eats. That was wonderful.
Dig in, boys.
Karina, you got to try this bread.